time, but we pointed out that tomorrow isn't here right now, baby. An absent mind came to roam around, captured you in a foggy cloud, baby. Standing on my toes on the edge, I'm ready to go. See it clear when the shadows are lit, I'm ready to go. I'm taking matters into my own hands now. Let's face it, we only got this life to live out. So I'm ready to go.
Hi, our flight was delayed. Surprise! So much for our start to our travel home vlog, but such is life, right? So our flight was delayed. So we were supposed to leave. Our flight was supposed to leave at 7:55 in the morning. And while we were on our way to the airport, I checked our flight and it said it was delayed, but only by 5 minutes. So I mean, 5 minutes is nothing. So we completely carried on. You guys saw we like unpacked our suitcases and got inside, and when I went to the little boarding kiosk, it said you're gonna miss your connecting flight. And I'm thinking, how are we gonna miss our connecting flight? It's 5:30 in the morning and I am actually early. And that's when they informed me that the flight was canceled and that they rescheduled it for 2:30. And I looked at the time, again, it's 5:30. So I was like, oh my goodness, like 7 hours from now. So I text Bonnie right away and I was like, hey, my flight's been delayed. If you're not that far, can you turn around? She was literally just pulled out of the airport because, I mean, we had just went in. So she wasn't far. So she ended up banging a U-turn and coming back and grabbing us. But they took all of our bags, which was fantastic. And when we got up to the counter, they had to reschedule my connecting flight. So they were like repositioning everything and choosing seats and like helping with all of that. And I said to the lady, like, hey, is there another flight I can get on? Like, I have a lot of stuff going on today. I'm supposed to work today. I have like stuff to do. It's a grocery haul day. She kind of looked at me like, okay, lady. And I was like, listen, I kind of gotta get home. So my groceries are scheduled to be picked up between 4 and 5, which my husband is going to have to go get now and like put in the fridge, and I'll film it when I get home. It's kind of crazy, but so I said, like, I would love another flight. If I could just get on something else, you know, what's the probability of getting on another plane? And she was like, oh no, this is the first flight to Houston. No one else is getting another flight to Houston before you guys, and the plane is broken. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, they're trying to fix it. They're hoping it'll be fixed by 2:30. And I was like, you're gonna fix the plane and then put me back on the same plane? Like, what's the matter with it? And she's like, well, the door is broken. And I was like, the door? Like, is it gonna fly open while we're in the air and we're gonna get sucked out? Like, I got anxiety over this lady right now. Like, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about getting on this plane. And she's like, you'll be fine, but I'm gonna hook you up with some vouchers. I gotta be honest with you, vouchers are nice, but that is not reassuring. So she gave each one of us like $20 vouchers to eat for inside of the airport, since, you know, we were going to be trapped there for 7 hours. They don't know what you're going to do or what you plan to do. So that was super sweet of them. This is 4 of us. So I mean, they just gave us $80, and the way it's printed is like a credit card number with like a CVV number and an expiration date. So they must have like a corporate card that they use to do things like that, which I think is really, really sweet of them, you know, to hook you up with something because of, you know, obviously it's not her fault or their fault or the airline's fault that something happened to the door. I'm not gonna lie, my brother and I have been laughing since I got home that it's the left phalange. The left phalange, oh my goodness, the left phalange. Everybody's got to get off the plane. You know, it's funny, I haven't done any grocery giveaways since I've been here because I wasn't doing the grocery hauls, you know, giveaways because Daryl wasn't here, and that's kind of like his thing. So I haven't done one, and I'm kind of itching to do one. So the first comment that can identify the whole left phalange situation, like what show that comes from, I will send a gift card to. So if you know what it's from, comment. Don't look it up. I want like my real followers who know what it is to comment down below. But we've been laughing that it's the left phalange and nobody should be flying this plane. So I'm not gonna lie, my anxiety is through the roof, but I did get to come home and get a little bit of a nap because I had not slept at all last night. We were leaving at 4 a.m. and I had complete anxiety over oversleeping and all of that. So I did not sleep. But I did come home and I slept, and that was nice. 2 hours, air-conditioned bedroom, quiet. I even locked the door so no one can bother me. It was fantastic. But now I got up. We're gonna regather our things, re-say goodbye to everybody, re-potty, all of that. And then we're gonna be heading out in about, let me see, about 20 minutes or so. And we're gonna head back to the airport. Right now it still says delayed till 2:30. No further delays, but fingers crossed. Now I'm not predicted to get home until 7:22 at night, and I was supposed to land at 1:30. So this is like a 6-hour setback for me, which is pretty much a huge chunk of my day, and I had so much going on this coming up week. Like I think I mentioned to you guys at the end of my part 3 of my vacation that school was on the dawning, like all this crazy stuff was gonna happen. So I was kind of anxious to kind of get my back home pattern and routine back into effect, but a little slight hiccup. But like I said, such is life. My friend Jen's boyfriend said, Kira, if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have luck at all. And I think I agree at this point because we've had some pretty crappy luck, but we are going to persevere and we are going to make it home. They kept all of our luggage, so all we have to transport right now is ourselves and our backpack. So I think we're going to be fine and we're going to make it. So I got my hair tie and I got my phone and I'm going to go gather everything. I'm taking you guys with me and let's try attempt number 2 at heading home.
Take the lead, I'm ready to go. Bumps in the road, many obstacles, but when we fall.
Alright you guys, update time, and I have been walking around this bathroom looking for good lighting because I was blaming the lighting on how atrocious I look right now. But remember how I mentioned to you guys, if I didn't have bad luck, then I wouldn't have any? Well, let me explain to you how the rest of our day went. So they pushed our flight back again, not by a whole lot, but by an hour. So my brother dropped us off at the airport and we were able to make it through TSA pretty quickly. Smooth transition. It was a long line, but it was moving really fast. Very organized, and I was really impressed. LaGuardia actually really amped up their game when they redid it. They're still redoing it. I mean, there's construction and building everywhere, but they've made tons of progress. And the way that they've set it up now, it's very easy to get to your gates and everything. So I really appreciate that because that airport intimidates me because it's so large and it's usually really hard to get through. But we made it through with no time at all. In our little section gate terminal, we found a Shake Shack and they gave us, the food voucher. So I was able to get the kids a hot dog to split and some french fries, and I got Jake a chicken sandwich and some french fries, and I just got a chocolate shake. Great for the diet, right? But that's it. My stomach was really upset just from my anxiety, and I was worried about needing to go to the bathroom. So I was like, forget it. I'm not going to get anything. So I just got food for the kids. But then they delayed our flight again. Again, only by an hour. But that hour was a game changer because we then were going to miss our connecting flight here in Houston. And there was nothing else they could get us on. There was only one other flight from Houston to San Antonio, and it only had 2 seats on it. So obviously me and my 3 kids weren't gonna fit in 2 seats. So they told me the only option that I had would be that they would shuttle me to a hotel where I would spend the night and then come back in the morning and take a 10:50 flight back to San Antonio. Mind you, Houston and San Antonio are about 3.5 hours apart. Houston is where we stopped when we were driving in from South Carolina. It was like our last and final stop. We stayed in a hotel that had a pool. We let the kids kind of relax and chill, and then we took the last couple of hour leg, home. Actually, it wasn't home, it was to a scam house, but it is what it is. Speaking of that crappy luck, but that was their only option. And I really just wanted them to give me a car. Like, I would just drive. We landed at 7 and I was exhausted, but I would have just got in the car and drove. It would have gotten me home last night and it would have been worth it. And I was all about it. But there's a car shortage. The little chips that go inside of all these new cars, they're not manufacturing them as fast as they used to because of COVID. So up until like the last few months, now rent-a-cars are becoming harder and harder and harder to be able to attain. The rent-a-car that we got when Daryl came in so that we can drive up to New York to see his family was a like sheer bonus, because my best friend, my cousin Jen, all of them, actually all of her siblings, they all work for dealerships, so they all have connections. Again, it takes to know somebody. It's good to have a pharmacist friend. It's good to have a friend in the car business, because her dealership uses a Hertz, because they can't even get cars right now. Her dealership, and she works for BMW. No, sorry, Ashlyn used to work for BMW. Jennifer works for Mercedes. And Mercedes themselves, they don't have loaners right now. So if they need to give a loaner car out, then they are calling Hertz right now. So Hertz is giving the dealerships like a really good deal. So we paid probably 25% of what we paid. When we were looking it up, it was going to cost us $1,000 to get a car for a week. Never in my life has anything ever cost that much money. $1,000 in a week? That to me is crazy. I used to rent a car all of the time. Before I bought my van, I used to rent a car all of the time to come to Long Island. So I had a van, or a big truck or something big enough to haul all of us and our luggage and stuff. And so it never, ever used to cost that much. It's crazy how much like COVID affected some things in a positive way and then some things in a negative way. So that's one of the things that have definitely been negatively impacted. And so there is no cars for them to even give me. And anything that was big enough to take all of my luggage and my kids home was like ridiculously expensive, like $300 or $400 for the day for me to like get this big car or whatever home. And then I was gonna have to prepay and submit it to United and cross my fingers that they would refund me for the car. I just didn't want to take the chance. So instead they bought us dinner and they shuttled me to a hotel, which is where I am right now. It is 6:47 in the morning and I am waiting about another 45 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna get the kids up. We have to be back down at 8:15 in front of the lobby where the shuttle is gonna come pick us up, and then we're gonna go back to the airport, recheck all of our luggage and go through security again and get back online and hope that there is no issue and we can get on a 10:50 flight back to San Antonio. I'm really stressed. I am trying not to be so anxiety ridden right now, but I feel under so much pressure. Like there's so many things that were supposed to happen as soon as I got home. Like Daryl had to go pick up my groceries and stick them in the refrigerator, and you guys got no grocery haul. And like, I don't even know, I didn't want to get into all of this at some kind of, in like a post or something like that. I never posted, I didn't even have time. I never turned on the camera to even talk to you guys last night. I just said, forget it. Like, I'll tell them in the morning, I'm done. I had never cried like that in so long because it was a lot. I mean, Not to mention that when we got here to Houston, it was so muggy. It was 91 degrees. It said it felt like 99 at 10 p.m. It felt like 100 degrees at 10 p.m. with no sun out. It was disgusting. Like, as soon as I stepped outside, I could feel all the sweat already dripping down my back. I was like, what the heck? Like, definitely didn't have those kind of temperatures on Long Island. And I had them pull my luggage. That was like a bigger thing. They weren't gonna pull my luggage. They were just gonna let it sit somewhere overnight and then pull it today and add it to my flight today so that it would be in San Antonio when I landed. I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't comfortable with that. Pretty much my whole life is in the 4 suitcases that are out there. I just didn't feel comfortable not knowing really where they were. What if we got off the plane today and then they weren't there? Then I was back online again, waiting for somebody to locate my suitcases. Like, how long was that gonna be? I said, nah, as long as you're not gonna charge me again to check these when I go back to the next airport, you're gonna pull them and I'm gonna take them. And it was better that I did because I got my kids a change of clothes. Like, we were on an airplane and stuff with grimy, germy people. You see that shower right there? As soon as we got in this hotel room, I stripped these kids and gave everyone baths and washed off all the germs. Everyone's getting clean clothes when they get up in the morning and whatever. Like, they're just sleeping in their, you know, in their undies. And then I'm gonna get them up and get them dressed and stuff and let them pile out of here, at least in clean clothes. I mean, we're still gonna go home and shower again, but the idea of like laying grimy all night when that wasn't the plan, I couldn't do it. I needed clothes. Like, I have been in the same clothes since the day before because I got out of the shower on, geez, I don't even know what this date is. I got out of the shower Monday, like around 5 o'clock. I took a shower like around dinner time. And when I got out of the shower, I put on the clothes that I was wearing yesterday because I left at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, my clothes weren't even 12 hours old. So I wore them to the airport thinking, whatever, I'll just change when I get home. I'm gonna be home by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I was home by 7 at night. So I already would have changed, but I gave them my suitcases when I went the first time. So we had nothing anyways. So there was no changing. It was take everything you got and make the best of it. So we're just trying to make this an adventure. It's been quite a couple of days, but it is now Wednesday, you guys. Like, I am really out of time and I'm so behind on work now, and then I'm so behind on being home. Plus Daryl took off yesterday and today because we were supposed to come home at 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and we were supposed to spend yesterday getting all that stuff done, and then today was supposed to be like our family day, and now we lost that too. So it has been a rough trip, you guys, but I am gonna go for now. I will share with you what everything looks like the little hotel and stuff as we're going out of here, and then hopefully you guys will come with me and I will take you with me, fingers crossed, to make it back home. But we will see how the rest of the morning goes, and I will do my best. If it goes smoothly, I'm taking you with me, but I couldn't even take my camera out to share with you guys anything that was going on yesterday because I literally couldn't share with you guys what I looked like. It was hard to compose myself. It was a long day. So I'm gonna go compose myself right now, and I'm gonna wait to get my kids up, and then we are gonna continue on our journey home. All right, so this is our little home away from home for the night. I think we're staying in a Days Inn by Wyndham, and we're in Humble, Texas right now, which is about 15 minutes away from the Bush International Houston Airport. I have to say, I like this little kitchen nook thing because this is still more of a motel. Like, the doors on the outside, like not on the inside. So when I came in here, I was pretty shocked that it had this big old kitchen. And then here is our bathroom, which you guys kind of saw before, or at least the backdrop of. Nothing special. It's a hotel bathroom, but the mirror is kind of cool. I like the lighting behind it. But this was kind of fancy. I liked the whole idea of the full refrigerator inside of a hotel. But Have your little iron and ironing board, little cubby. This is where I stuffed all the suitcases. That's our dirty laundry that I have to find a place to stick right now. And then now I'm kind of restuffing everything. The kids went to go see what drinks that they could get out of the soda machine outside because we're all dying, but we're about to pack up. Oh, I forgot to show you guys this guy. Can't forget the giant cockroach that's on the floor upside down. And he's wiggling. He's alive. He's just chilling. He's got a little friend over there. So, not gonna lie, kind of skeezed out. But alright, you got the tour of the room. You got the tour of the cockroaches. The kids are back with whatever they were able to salvage from the soda machine. So, we're gonna go ahead and gather our stuff and head on down to the lobby. The rest of our luggage is being held in their office. We gotta return the room key and all of that and then get ready because our shuttle will be here pretty soon to load us all up and cart us back to the airport. Alright, you guys, so this is what a face looks like of someone who has been traveling for over 36 hours. We are finally home, but that was one heck of a crazy adventure. So as soon as we got home, we kind of Lysoled all of our bags and everything and started putting everything away already. I went upstairs and took a shower. I couldn't wait. I took a half shower at the hotel. I didn't want to wash my hair or anything because I didn't have access to like my good hair products and stuff, so I just waited. But as soon as I got home, I like stripped into everything. I already have a laundry started. I didn't film my grocery haul yet. I am so behind on work right now. It's ridiculous, but I'm going through packages and mail and everything that I just ordered pizza. I planned on ordering out for yesterday, but that's not what we were gonna do. We were gonna get like maybe a restaurant, like a Chili's or something, like takeout. But yeah, no, for today, pizza, that's it. Papa John's is on his way. Actually, let's see what my Papa tracker says. Let's see how long. We weren't that far out. Oh, 5 minutes. Estimated delivery in 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat pizza. We're gonna do some s'mores tonight. Daryl's been burning a lot of that like wood and stuff that we had from the tree we took down. He's been burning it like crazy while we were gone. So he has, you know, a fire going right now. I thought that would be perfect to kind of end our little summer vacation from Grammy's with a pizza night and some s'mores. And then we're gonna go ahead and call it. But I will still take you guys with me through pizza and s'mores and stuff, but then I will say goodnight to you guys because I have a lot to do. I did call the schools and get some stuff that I needed to do done. I called doctors and all that. So I did make some phone calls, a little bit of progress, but still a lot to do. And in the morning I have, like I said, the pediatrician. So we have quite the week and a lot still to go, but I will share with you the fun that we are still going to have tonight because of course, as exhausted as I am, the night is not over. Well, you guys, just kidding. There is no pizza, there is no s'mores. It was just sleep. And that was just a week ago. I couldn't even bring myself to like sit and talk about it anymore. I was really just truly exhausted. And let me just start before I finish anything because I'm not going to go into too long of a ramble. I've kind of already spent a good portion of this video just kind of talking you guys through all of the chaos, but let me just make a quick disclaimer. I'm sure there are people in this world that have had way worse experiences going through the airport or dealing with things. I was like thinking on the flight from Houston to San Antonio about 9/11 and all the people who were probably trapped in those airports for like days and days and days on end and stuff with kids and all of that. Like, this is not the worst situation in the world. It was just unfortunate timing. And I think what it was for me was a little bit of the customer service that went along with United Airways. I have not called them yet, but I intend to. I really just kind of wanted to settle down. I don't want to like yell and scream and argue and be mad about it, because again, I know that these things happen. Like, I know that. I am a little disappointed that they waited so long to decide to get another plane. That hasn't been sitting well with me the whole time. The idea of them knowing this plane was broken and trying to fix it. And if you just can't fix it, why are you still trying and putting people's lives like at risk? Just call in for another plane. Maybe it's not that simple, but once they decided to make that decision, the plane was there in an hour and a half. So it's not like this was a long process. I mean, the captain had no problem, you know, letting everybody know this was something that had been happening from way earlier in the evening the night before. So I'm a little off put about that, but then it was just the idea of all of the people that you were speaking to as you were going along. Like when we were in LaGuardia, that was probably one of the worst situations, which I said, I was very happy with the airport. Last time I went through, I felt like a criminal, like dogs sniff you and stuff. And it's like tons of lines. We were just going through like a cattle it's awful. Like I didn't feel like that this time. They are revamping it, and you go, like, you make it easier to access where your planes are. It really was a lot more convenient, and I liked it a lot. But that was probably where I had the most of my issues. Like when we were waiting for the delay, and we were getting online to be rerouted, I needed to go find out what I do now about my connecting flight, because at this point I knew I was going to miss it. I was standing in front of a gentleman who was dressed in a black suit, and we just started talking because, you know, you're standing online forever. The amount of time I spent on lines, I think I spent maybe 2 hours online in LaGuardia, like waiting to talk to somebody because the plane was delayed anyway, so we were just waiting online. And then I waited almost 3 hours when we got to Houston on the United Airways customer service line. So it was like a long process. But anyways, the guy and I started talking, and he was like, I'm never gonna fly United again. And he was like, and I was like, yeah, I know, it's kind of an unfortunate situation. And he started to tell me a story about how him and his brother had an argument, and they had gone their separate ways, and then they reconnected during the pandemic, and they had been talking, like, you know, obviously like via FaceTime or whatever, for the last 2 years. And then they had plans in a month to see each other. They were supposed to get together at the end of September for like this big family reunion. And he was saying how excited he was because they had this falling out for so many years, and the last 2 years had been awesome reconnecting, but not face to face. And so he was so excited to go. And then his brother passed away, and this was his brother's funeral. And by the plane being delayed so many times, he didn't make it. And like, that made me feel even worse, you know what I mean? Because yeah, it was awful. My kids were troopers, man. They are so amazing. Like sometimes they were having a hard time and they were running around or whatever, trying to get energy out. But for a 5 and 7-year-old to literally be in the airport and shuttles with masks on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, it was just incredible. Like, I was so proud of my kids, but it was a rough couple of days. And then I think about this man who was so heartbroken. Like, he just couldn't wait to get to see his brother, and then he passed away and never made it. Like, it just, I don't know, it was just a crappy situation, and everybody was very insensitive at the register or, you know, kiosk to talk to somebody. I do get these things probably happen all the time, but because they happen all the time, you're still dealing with thousands and thousands of humans that have stories behind where they need to be and why they're using your airline to get there. I just felt like they should be a little bit more understanding and sympathetic. The woman who ended up letting me know there were no more connecting flights and I'd have to get a hotel, she was extremely nasty until I broke down hysterical crying, and Mason and Maya came and ran to me and they were like, it's okay, mommy, it's okay, we've had such a long day, it'll be okay. And then I think like her heart melted, and then she said, all right, this is what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna pull your bag so you can get your kids' clothes. I'm gonna set you up with a hotel and a car or whatever when you get there. But I still had to go stand on that out line for 3 hours to get all of that stuff. And then I didn't even tell you guys at the hotel like what a mess that was, because it just, like I said, it sounds like a bunch of complaining, but they wanted to give us food vouchers to pay for dinner, but everything was closing. I was online so long, I sent Jacob to get our luggage that they pulled for us. But once you go to the luggage terminal, you can't come back in. Completely forgot about that. So Jake was waiting down in the luggage terminal. She told me, go get your son and bring him back up here so that he can eat. And then I'll give you the rest of your stuff so you can get on the shuttle and go. So we walked all the way down 3 like terminal things. We went from E to C. And once I got to where I could go to get him, it says you cannot return after you walk past this point. I had to call him on the phone and say, hey, what do you want to eat? I just walked all this way to come and get you, and now I can't come and get you. I was tired. It didn't even dawn on me till I got there that he couldn't come back up. I just told him to wait there with our luggage, thinking we wouldn't be that long. So we went and walked back, me and the 2 little kids, all the way back, and everything was closed by the time we got back. And we only found 1 bar that had food. And we got like a salad. The kids split a burger. I got a salad and Jake got a quesadilla. So we were able to make the best of the bar food, but we were the only ones there, and it took 45 minutes to make the food. And the whole time Jake's still in the luggage area by himself waiting for me. It was just insane. And then we got down there and we just opened up our styrofoams and like took open our mask, down our masks to eat something we had barely eaten all day. Like I said, I only had that shake, so I didn't have anything. And then the shuttle showed up. And normally people don't have as much luggage as we have. But like to get into a shuttle like that, so it was like a big deal to fit us and all of our luggage. So it was like a couple of shuttle runs till they could fit all of us and our luggage. So that's why I couldn't even talk to you guys. I had to shower them. I didn't get to bed until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I was talking to you by 6. It was just such a long day. And then we still had to repeat it all over again the next day because we had to recheck our luggage, re-go through TSA, re-get on an airplane, all of that. And then by the time we got home, it was like I said, I knew it was going to be that hit the ground with the phone calls and everything else. And I can't even tell you the week that we have had. Like I said, it's been a week, so the kids have already started school, and it has literally been a absolute disaster. Our district is in shambles. Like, I will talk to you guys more about that in my like back to school vlog that you guys will see. Maybe it's the weekend. It's only a couple of days from now, because I'm filming this in live time, so it's only a couple of days from now that you guys will see the back to school one. But it's been a disaster for that too, so I haven't really had much recoup time. And again, it's literally just been the lady at the counter, it was just a lot of like lack of sympathy, which made it really hard to go through this process with so much to do, and you know, not a lot of understanding as we were going along. But we made it. We are home. It was an adventure. I hope it doesn't happen again. Like, traveling, it sours my kids, and that's the only way to see my parents. So I don't want to sour my children on flying, because then they'll never want to go and see them. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll see how everything is doing, you know, COVID cases wise and stuff during the Christmas time. But all right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I'm gonna make some lunch and leave early so I can get on the pickup line to get my kids, since I have to be there like an hour and a half early just to not sit there for 2 hours to pick them up. It's so fun. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But thank you guys so much for your patience and everybody checking to see if we were safe and home. I really appreciate it. So many of you were waiting for this video, and I probably wasn't like as exciting as you might have thought it would have been, but it was still, you know, a crazy adventure to get home, and I'm glad we are here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.